And if you are patient enough to get that orchid to rebloom, then maybe you'll be ready for a relationship. Because guess what? A relationship requires patience. It requires acceptance. And anytime you're thinking about throwing that orchid away, that's like with relationships. Anytime you think about putting your hands on somebody, maybe it's time for you to leave. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, in this court communication. All right, court is calling 2022 CR 4501, State of Texas versus Samantha Lee Lopez. Can I have parties announced for the record? For the state,
Ashley Jones.
defense,
Amir Memorial.
and are you Miss Lopez?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with assault, family, choking, strangulation? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. This is to run concurrent with County Court Cause number 633165, and there's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that to be your plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court would defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Is there anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
We respectfully ask the court to follow the agreement, Judge.
All right, why are you violent? What's going on with you?
At the time, I was not in a very good mental state. I was in an abusive relationship. Things just got out of hand.
Abusive relationship with who?
With the Stacy Reyes, ma'am.
All right, she said you tried to run her over in the police report, which you stipulated to this. She says that you ran her over with a car before. And according to this, she went out, she got promoted at work, she didn't come home, she decided to celebrate with whomever she decided to celebrate with, and then she's saying you choked her and beat her up. So again, what's wrong with you?
Ma'am, at the time, we have been together for 15 years before that, off and on relationship. We had a lot of issues.
So why don't you just leave?
I have-
After, according to this, after you ran her over with the vehicle, why didn't you leave? I'm
was
thinking
not
if
in a
you're in a
good-
relationship with somebody and it gets to the point where you're running them over with a vehicle, maybe that relationship should be over.
Yes, ma'am, I agree.
So why didn't you just leave?
I just wasn't in the strong enough headspace to leave. I felt like she was all that I had, and I wasn't in contact with family at all. So I stayed and things just got worse.
All right, but according to this, you're the one who's beating her up, not the other way around.
I'm the only one that got the cops called on me.
Well, when she said you ran her over with the vehicle, she said she was dishonest with the police and said, I don't remember what happened.
But I'm just saying, I never called the police on her. I could have several times, but I chose not to. So there is no record of that, unfortunately.
So for this, when this happened, they don't mention that you have any scratches on you. It's just she's the one who got beat up and choked out. So,
Yes, ma'am. And
so
that night-
obviously you can choke her out because you did.
Yes, ma'am. That night, she did also put her hands on me, but I'm stronger than she is. I wasn't harmed as badly as I harmed her.
No, it says here, there was an argument. She says you punched her several times in the face and choked her. And you choked her. They observed petechiae in her left eye from you choking her out. And that she pretended like she was just going to go outside to get some air, and you gave her her phone because you didn't think it could work, and her phone was broken.
Yes, ma'am.
So it
I'm-
appears you have an anger issue. So
Yes,
where is
ma'am.
your anger issue coming from, and why do you think that might makes right in relationship? Because that's what's happening here.
The anger was just stemming from all the past history of that relationship. I have worked on myself a lot since then. I'm not denying anything from that night. I know that I did wrong. And I have regretted it since then. Since that night, I never put my hands on her after that because I felt so badly about what I had done.
Are you all still together?
No, ma'am.
All right, because that relationship is over. You understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Do y'all have any children together?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any property in your name
Together?
with her?
No,
Yes.
ma'am.
All right, so that relationship is over.
Yes.
Do you have any children?
No.
Are you employed?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you do? All right. So this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to sentence you to 5 years deferred adjudication. And if you're doing sober support meetings with that DWI, I know sometimes they tell you as part of your rehabilitation, you have to apologize to people that you've done wrong. You're not allowed to apologize to her. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
No contact. There's going to be proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Relationships are work. People think it's all bed of roses. It is not. Anybody who's been married for a long time, they will tell you it's work. You know, relationships and marriages are not the wedding. It's what comes after. So this is what you need to do. You need to go to one of these stores, get you an orchid. They are beautiful. They have beautiful flowers on it. Make sure you get one that has all the flowers on it and bring it home. And when those flowers fall off, if you're able to get that orchid to rebloom, then maybe you're ready for a relationship. And let me just tell you why I say that. Orchids takes patience. They take time. You get those instructions from the store and then people tell you, you're not supposed to put ice in orchids, right? But they give you instructions to do that. Orchids don't like to be moved around. Sometimes they're very finicky. They like the sunlight, then they don't like the sunlight. And if you are patient enough to get that orchid to rebloom, then maybe you'll be ready for a relationship. Because guess what? A relationship requires patience. It requires acceptance. And anytime you're thinking about throwing that orchid away, that's like with relationships. Anytime you think about putting your hands on somebody, maybe it's time for you to leave. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. In this court, communication is key. If there's an issue, you need to let your probation officer know. If you feel as though they're not addressing your issue, you can come to court. And if the complainant comes back to you because maybe she wants to rekindle things, you need to call the police because otherwise you're going to be violation of your probation if you visit her and if you allow her to live with you. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Maybe excuse us.
Yes. Thank you, counsel.
My name is Happy. I upload courtroom video for education purpose. This video may contain copyrighted works not specifically authorized for use, but believed in good faith to be protected by the fair use doctrine under Section 107 of U.S. copyright law.